Did you know that sometimes you have absolutely no control over what you're doing? And I'm not talking about when you get out of bed and go straight to your phone without even realizing it. I'm talking about something much deeper. What you think is you, but in reality isn't. Believe it, your mind is manipulating you. And the worst part? You don't even notice. You're being governed by a part of yourself that is invisible and, most of the time, unseen to your eyes. The subconscious. You may believe it or not, but the worst enemy you have in life is the one right there, inside your own head. What if I told you that all this way you have of acting, those impulsive decisions, and even your failures, are the results of a mental system that you never learned to master? What if I showed you that, deep down, your subconscious has control of your life, and you don't even know why? It's time to stop being manipulated. Let's open our eyes and learn to hack the mind. But first, prepare yourself for a reality shock. Imagine this. Your conscious mind is like the pilot of an airplane. It may have control over where you're going, but the subconscious? Oh, that's the co-pilot, and honestly, he's only there to ensure you never reach your destination because he prefers to keep you on autopilot, on dead pilot mode. That's right. It has all the commands of your habits, your feelings, your reactions. Everything is programming that you didn't even know was running in the background of your mind. Have you noticed how certain behaviors and attitudes repeat without explanation? Why do I always do this? The answer is right there, inside your subconscious, controlling your actions as if you were a puppet. Now, tell me, how long will you continue allowing this uncontrolled co-pilot to take the reins of your life? If you let the subconscious act on its own, it will continue taking you to destinations you don't want. The question is, will you continue to be guided by autopilot, or will you take control of your own mind? Listen, most people walk through life like zombies. They wake up, follow the same routine, make the same mistakes, and wonder why nothing changes. They're stuck in this endless loop, and they don't even realize it. They think they're making conscious decisions, but they're not. They're being controlled by patterns that were installed in their minds years ago, maybe even decades ago. Think about it. How many times have you promised yourself you'd change something? How many times have you said, "Tomorrow I'll start eating better. Tomorrow I'll exercise. Tomorrow I'll be more disciplined"? And what happens? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because you're fighting against a system that's been running your life since you were a kid. Your subconscious is like that friend who always gives you bad advice but somehow convinces you it's good. It's that voice that says, "Just 5 more minutes" when your alarm goes off. It's that feeling that makes you reach for your phone when you should be working. It's that fear that stops you from taking risks, from going after what you really want. Now, listen up, because it's time to enter the mind of the monster. The subconscious is a vast warehouse of everything you've experienced until now. Imagine it as a large chest where all your experiences, emotions, beliefs, and even your frustrations are stored. The problem? This chest is full of old programs that keep running in loops, and you barely notice. For example, when you try to focus, discipline yourself, or even try to reach that big goal, the subconscious steps in and says, "Oh, you never succeeded before. Why would you succeed now?" Sounds familiar, doesn't it? But here's what's crazy. Your subconscious doesn't care if these programs are helping you or destroying you. It just runs them because that's what it knows. It's like having a computer with outdated software that keeps crashing. But instead of updating it, you just accept that it's broken. You know what's even worse? Society teaches us that this is normal. They tell us to accept ourselves as we are, to be realistic about our limitations. But that's just another program designed to keep you small, to keep you from discovering what you're really capable of. Let me give you an example. Let's talk about Beethoven, the guy who decided not to be a victim of his circumstances. When he went deaf, many people said he was finished. His career was over. How could a deaf man compose music? But Beethoven went out and reprogrammed his mind. He didn't let the programs of fear and doubt take over him. He found a way to feel the vibrations of the piano through his body. He composed some of his greatest masterpieces after losing his hearing. Beethoven hacked his own subconscious to achieve greatness, even when the world said, "It's over." He refused to let his circumstances define his reality. And you know who else did this? Every single successful person you admire. They all figured out how to override their mental programming. They all learned to take control of that voice in their head that was trying to keep them small. But here's the thing that nobody talks about. You've been doing this too, but in a negative way. If you're not where you want to be, it's because you let your subconscious do whatever it wanted with your life. You've been programming yourself for failure, for mediocrity, for staying exactly where you are. Every time you say, "I can't," you're programming yourself. Every time you make an excuse, you're programming yourself. Every time you choose the easy path instead of the right path, you're programming yourself to stay stuck. I know, maybe you think, all of this is a trip. It's not possible. But let me tell you something. If you can change this mental program, everything else comes as a consequence. What you need to do is reprogram the subconscious so that it becomes your greatest ally, not your greatest enemy. Let's hack this now. Here's what most people don't understand. Your brain is incredibly powerful, but it's also incredibly stupid. It can't tell the difference between what's real and what you imagine vividly enough. It can't tell the difference between a memory and a visualization. It just processes information and creates patterns based on repetition. So if you keep repeating the same thoughts, the same actions, the same responses to situations, your brain thinks, "Okay, this must be important," and it makes those patterns stronger. But if you start repeating new thoughts, new actions, new responses, your brain will make those patterns stronger instead. The problem is that most people try to change their lives by changing their external circumstances. They think if they just get a new job, a new relationship, a new house, then they'll be happy. But that's backwards. You have to change your internal programming first, then your external reality will follow. Here's the key, and it's simple. Total control over the subconscious. You can program your mind for success, for discipline, for action. But for that, you need to understand that you're not alone in this process. The subconscious will try to fight with you. It will challenge you. It will take you to your comfort zone. But you have something very powerful. Consciousness. Your subconscious is like a 2-year-old child. It's powerful, but it's not rational. It just wants what feels good right now. It doesn't care about your long-term goals or your dreams. It just wants comfort, safety, and instant gratification. But your conscious mind, that's the adult in the room. That's the part of you that can make decisions based on logic, based on your values, based on what you know is right, even when it doesn't feel good. The problem is that most people let the 2-year-old drive the car. They let their emotions make their decisions. They let their fears dictate their actions. They let their comfort zone define their limits. How to do this? I'll give you the tools now. When you start using these tools, your brain will begin to transform. Believe it, change begins in your mind. You can read books, watch videos, seek 1,000 courses about success, but the secret of all this is one simple thing: conditioning your mind to success. The secret is not in doing external things, but in transforming the way you see the world and act in front of it. And I'm going to show you how to do that now. But first, let me tell you something that might make you uncomfortable. Most people will never do what I'm about to tell you. They'll watch this video, maybe even like it, but they won't actually apply any of it. They'll go back to their old patterns, their old excuses, their old limitations. Why? Because change is scary. It's easier to complain about your life than to actually do something about it. It's easier to blame your circumstances than to take responsibility. It's easier to stay where you are than to risk failing at something new. But you're different, right? You're here because you're ready to actually change, not just talk about it. You're here because you're tired of being controlled by a part of your mind that doesn't even want what's best for you. Now, it's time to get to work. If you really want to change, here are 3 powerful exercises that will hack your mind and start putting your discipline on autopilot. First, the power of daily affirmations. Look, every day when you wake up, go to the mirror, look at yourself and say, "I am disciplined, I am capable, I am unstoppable." I know it seems simple, but trust me, this has enormous power. Your subconscious will begin to believe these words, and they will become your new reality. What you say to yourself is what you begin to be. But here's the thing, you have to say it like you mean it. You can't just mumble the words while you're half asleep. You have to look yourself in the eyes and declare who you are. You have to feel the emotion behind the words. You have to make your subconscious believe that this is who you really are. Second, mental rehearsal. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine how you'll be in the future, after having achieved everything you dream of. Feel the emotion of having already arrived there. Look at the details. See everything happening. The craziest thing is that your brain doesn't know the difference between what's real and what you're imagining. So, when you do this, you're actually programming your mind to act as if you've already achieved everything you want. This isn't just positive thinking nonsense. This is how athletes prepare for competition. This is how astronauts prepare for space missions. This is how successful people program their minds for success. They rehearse it mentally before they do it physically. Third, immediate action. You know that moment when you're procrastinating and keep putting things off? Remember this: action brings change. Get up and do something now, even if it's just a small thing. It doesn't matter the size, what matters is to act. With each step you take, your subconscious will begin to align with what you really want to achieve. Don't wait, start now. This is where most people fail. They think they need to feel motivated before they take action, but that's backwards. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. When you start moving, even when you don't feel like it, your brain starts producing the chemicals that make you want to keep going. But let me be real with you. These exercises aren't magic. They're not going to transform your life overnight. They're going to require consistency, discipline, and patience. And that's exactly what your subconscious doesn't want you to have. Your subconscious is going to fight you every step of the way. It's going to tell you that this is stupid, that it doesn't work, that you're wasting your time. It's going to make you feel uncomfortable, anxious, maybe even scared. That's normal. That's actually a sign that it's working. When you start changing your mental programming, your subconscious is going to panic. It's going to try to pull you back to your old patterns because that's what feels safe. But you have to push through that resistance. You have to keep going even when every fiber of your being is telling you to quit. So, are you ready to change your life? Because the truth is this: if you don't act now, if you don't make a decision now, your subconscious will continue to control you. It will continue to keep you trapped in the same patterns, in the same limitations. And you know what's worse? It will keep you comfortably in the place where you are, afraid to change, afraid to grow. Don't let time pass. Every second you delay change is a lost second. Life doesn't wait, and the world won't stop for you to achieve your goals. Your transformation begins at this exact moment. Now. Today. No more excuses. The time has come to take the first step and take control of everything you are capable of achieving. Because if you don't act, who will? What are you waiting for? Who else will change your life for you? If you continue to delay, you'll become just another person who talks about change but never makes it happen. I know. The fear is great. The doubt is real. But the mind only changes when you take the reins of it. When you refuse to be dominated by that inner voice that always says, "I can't. I'm not capable. This is not for me." That voice is the voice of your old self. And you're ready to get rid of it, right? You're ready to be the most powerful version of yourself. Listen, I've seen people transform their entire lives using these principles. I've seen people go from broke to millionaires, from depressed to fulfilled, from weak to unstoppable. But they all had one thing in common. They made the decision to take control of their minds. They stopped being victims of their programming and started being the programmers. They stopped letting their subconscious drive their lives and started driving it themselves. They stopped making excuses and started making progress. But here's what separates the winners from the losers. Winners take action even when they don't feel like it. Losers wait until they feel motivated, which never comes. Winners do what's necessary even when it's uncomfortable. Losers do what's easy, even when it keeps them stuck. Which one are you going to be? You know what's most amazing about all this? You're no longer the person you were before. The person who watched passively, who had doubts, who felt powerless. Now, you have the power to hack your own mind. Now, you have the key to unlock the true potential that was hidden inside you all along. And the best part? You are stronger than you think. You have no idea what you are capable of achieving when you put your mind to your advantage. You are the commander of your own life. It's in your hands to choose who you're going to be from now on. Don't let fear or doubt stop you. You have everything you need inside you to be the person you've always dreamed of being. The only question is, are you going to use it, or are you going to let it waste away while you live a life of mediocrity? Now, the journey doesn't end here. Stay on the path. Don't stop, don't give up. Each step is a step to reprogram yourself, to eliminate limitations and achieve your most audacious goals. Don't settle. Don't let yourself be convinced that you've come far enough. Success is a constant journey, a daily evolution, and you're in control of that journey. Every single day, you have the choice to reinforce your old programming or install new programming. Every single decision you make is either moving you closer to who you want to become or keeping you stuck as who you've always been. The transformation you seek begins now. Your discipline transforms everything, but only if you actually use it. Only if you stop watching and start doing. Only if you stop dreaming and start building. The choice is yours. What's it going to be?